What's up, gamers? I am your host, TheSportsfan1100, and welcome to episode number 2 of the TheSportsfan1100 podcast, where we talk about all things controversial, weird, and feel good. This won't be the permanent intro, because I don't think I'm gonna probably work this out. I'm not sure what the intro for this podcast will be, so it's a work in progress. First story is a weird story, like we always do here on this podcast, and it starts with the goats that storm into Idaho neighborhood after being accidentally released. Now, my question is, how the hell do you accidentally release goats from their pen? You gotta be a stupid farmer in order to accidentally do that. Like, to me, I feel like if you're doing your job right, you wouldn't release them in the first place. Like, how did they get out? Did you not, lock the gate good enough? That's my theory, is that the farmer didn't lock the gate good enough, so the goats got out. To me, though, if I was working at the farm, I wouldn't want that shit. Seriously, that's fucked up. Also, on top of that, I would fire that person, because honestly, if I was the boss, I'd fire that person outright, because you can't just let a bunch of goats run loose in Idaho. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, why would you do that? Also, I feel like they should have got a better gauge or something, because I feel like if the goats got out that easy, that gate is definitely not foolproof, and they should really get a better gate so that it doesn't open like that, because the goat probably nudged it and it probably opened the gate. That's my theory anyways. But to me, I think it's a little ridiculous that the goats somehow escaped, and now they have to find the goats. Maybe they won't find the goats. Maybe the goats will run amok in Idaho, and that's freaking hilarious. But I just think that whoever didn't check the goat gate is gonna get fired, probably, if I had to guess. But then again, who knows, right? No one really knows. But to look at both sides here, I do feel bad for the worker who, I don't know if this was at a farm or if this was like a pet goat or something, but I'm just gonna assume it's at a farm for the purpose of this podcast. See, if I was the person who accidentally let the goats out, I would feel bad. I would probably apologize profusely to my boss and be like, I didn't mean to do that. And I would probably be the type to either A, pay for the damages that the goats got out, or B, I'd probably be the type to just profusely apologize, because that's a sucky situation to be in if you're the worker. Looking at the boss's point of view, though, because I am a both-sided person, guys, so I'm going to look at both sides here. I don't really see any reason to fire this guy if it's one mistake. And if he's done it in the past, I would say fire his ass. But, and here's the big but, not literally, guys, don't be perverted. Here's the big but. Okay, I gotta stop saying that, because you guys are probably, you guys know what I mean, but there's people out there who would take that as a perverted comment. But get your mind out of the gutters if you're thinking what you're thinking. Here's the big issue. That's better. Here is the big issue. If you fire this worker, are you being, for laying the goats out, are you being discriminatory? Probably not, because if it's like repeated, if it's done it multiple times, yes, that's not discriminatory. that's a justified reason. If this is the first time you fire him for it, then I might raise my eyebrows to that, because it's like, why would you fire someone after making one mistake? If he's made multiple mistakes at this farm that I'm just making up for this podcast, because I don't have the information, and I'm just assuming it's at a farm, because where else would it happen? Maybe a zoo, but even then, I don't think that a worker at a zoo would really do that. I feel like it's more of a farming type thing, because goats are usually at a farm. There's some goats at zoos probably, and I know that for a fact they're at zoos too, but like petting zoos maybe. But for the purposes of this podcast, I'm going to assume it's at a farm, as I said. But I don't know how someone could accidentally let goats out. I just don't see how that's possible. And that's why I'm scratching my head at this, because it's got to be someone stupid enough to not lock it properly, or just not do it correctly, or I don't know. Maybe the boss told him, "Oh, make sure to lock up the goats," and he forgot. I mean, it's a simple mistake. Mental lapse, maybe it's a mental lapse that caused this issue. But I really hope that person learned from his mistake, and that doesn't happen again. Because, quite frankly, that's messed up. Because now there's goats running around in Idaho. But, yeah. Now, what did we learn from this topic? Because I got 4 minutes left on this topic, and then I gotta switch gears to the big controversial topic here in the middle of this podcast. What did we learn from this topic? Well, we learned that goats got out, and I'm assuming it's at a farm, and that this person didn't make sure to double check the gate before leaving the goats unattended. You should never leave something unattended if it's not safe to do so, because things can happen, like what happened in this story. I just feel like if they locked the gates better, or did a better job to make sure the ghosts didn't get out, this never would have happened. But then again, if this never happened, I wouldn't have this story to tell you guys, so I'm glad it happened. But it's also, I kind of feel bad for the person that's probably going to get in trouble, because you can't pull that shit. You can't pull that shit. Imagine, I'm going to end this topic off, because I am running low on time here, as I check my clock that I have conveniently on this editing software, because I'm doing this on my editing software. That's how I do these podcasts, by the way. A little behind the scenes for you guys. But anyways, going back on track here, as I was saying, I was going to make an analogy to my job. If I were to accidentally, let's say, forget to do the coffee machines, every time at work I have to make sure I empty the dip trays and restock the coffee machine. If for some reason, it's called an espresso machine, that's the technical term, I'm going to call it a coffee machine for a layman's term, because I don't want to confuse my audience. But yes, I do have to restock and empty out the dip trays. If I didn't do that, I'd be in big trouble. And that's why I pride myself to get my shit done at work. I don't ever have mental lapses that often, and when I do, I make sure I get my work done before the mental lapse fucks me over, so to speak. So basically, I think this person had a mental lapse. They accidentally let the goats out, and it was an accident, and shit happens. And I feel bad for the worker, but I also can see where the boss would probably be upset if this was at a farm. And for the purposes of this podcast, it's at a farm. I don't care if you guys are like, Dave, you are just making this up. Well, the story's real. I am kind of taking artistic liberties here, because I'm trying to make this entertaining for you guys. Because I have to talk for 10 minutes, and if I don't make this entertaining for you guys, you're not going to watch the podcast. So I gotta take artistic liberties and pretend it's at a farm. And this probably was at a farm, because where else would you see goats except for a petting zoo? And I don't know how you would accidentally let goats out at a petting zoo. That don't make much sense to me. But yeah, to summarize this topic, I really do feel bad for the worker that was involved, if it was a worker. And if it was at a farm, I hope that this guy got a reprimand or got punished. Maybe he's off goat duty now. Maybe he won't be able to do the goats anymore. Maybe he should move on to the chickens or the pigs or the cows or something else that's easier for him, probably. Because I wouldn't want to be involved with the I wouldn't want to be involved with the goats again if I messed up that bad and let them out of their pen. I wouldn't want to do it. I would want to do another job at the farm that's a little bit easier and that I can handle, so to speak. But let's transition topics into the controversial topic of the week. And it's not as bad as it's not as bad as the topic from last week, guys. It's a little bit more tame because I know you guys don't want to get too controversial all the time. We gotta keep it a little bit we're gonna keep it tame some weeks. I don't want you guys to feel like it's always gonna be this big controversy that we're gonna be talking about. So I don't wanna totally bombard you with that. So apparently at an aquarium, some fuck decided to steal a shark from an aquarium. No joke, some crazy asshole decided to steal a shark from an aquarium. First of all, there are so many problems with this story that I can go into, but we don't know the details, unfortunately, guys. So we don't know if this was a worker, we don't know if this was just a person at the aquarium. But what I do know, guys, is that this is fucked up. Like, you don't steal a shark from an aquarium. That's like if I stole a lion from a zoo. I mean, come on. I mean, I don't understand why this person wanted to steal a shark anyways. Aren't these sharks really dangerous sometimes? Like, I don't know what kind of shark it was. I didn't check the article. I probably should have. But if it's a dangerous shark, why would you want to steal it? That's like stupid. Why would you even want to steal a shark? I would never want to steal a shark. That's like the worst thing you can do. But yeah, I mean, I find it ridiculous that this person wanted to steal a shark. Like, who in their right mind goes to an aquarium and says to themselves, I wonder what would happen if I stole a shark? Maybe I wouldn't get in trouble. My question is, how the hell did you get the shark out of the tank is my question, because it seems a little fishy, don't you think? Like, well, how would you get the shark out of the tank? It must have been a worker that stole the shark, because there's no way that just someone at the aquarium could get into a tank and steal a shark and get away with it. Like, this had to be a worker, because what else would it be? I mean, it doesn't make sense. So, I think it really comes down to, it's the feeling. Oh god. Oh my god, God, this is why I don't do podcasts this late at night. I'm sorry for the yawn, guys. If you go to 12 minutes and 30 seconds of the video, you can hear me yawn. So there you go. That's how you know we're not scripted here on this podcast. But as I was saying, I was talking about sharks, right? Okay, good. We're talking about sharks, right? Yeah, we're talking about sharks. Yeah. See, I lost my train of thought because I yawned. This is gonna be great, guys. Great podcast. Quality videos. Anyways, the shark that I was talking about, the person that stole a shark, right? So here we go. As I was saying, I think that it had to be a worker. There's no way around it. It's gotta be a worker, because I don't think a aquarium goer has the balls to get into a tank and steal a shark. You have to have balls to do that. That's ballsy. Like, I wouldn't do it. I'd be scared to even get near a shark. I wouldn't even go swimming with sharks. Call me a pussy, I don't care, but I would never want to swim with sharks unless I knew it was safe. But yeah, I mean, to me, if you're gonna steal a shark, you're a weirdo. You have some sort of shark fetish or some shit. Come on. I just don't understand how someone could steal a shark unless they work at the aquarium. And how do they get away with it? Sharks are fucking huge. How the hell? Unless they put it in a bag, maybe. But even then, wouldn't the shark die in the bag anyways because it could eat water? Unless it was a land shark. I don't know if those things even exist. I don't even think there is a land shark out there. But to me, I feel like it was probably a worker. Now let's go into the part of the podcast where I step into the shoes of the worker. If I was a worker at this aquarium, would I steal a shark? Hell no. First of all, I wouldn't have the balls to do it. Second of all, I wouldn't want to lose my job. And third of all, I wouldn't want to get in trouble. Plus, wouldn't I be arrested for doing that? Probably. And I don't want to go to jail and have a criminal record just because I stole a shark. That's laughable. So I would never steal sharks if I was a worker at the aquarium. Now we're going to do an analogy back to my real life job. If I were to steal... I don't know. What could I say? If I were to steal... I don't know. I can't steal anything in my job. That's really important, so that's a bad example. Let's say Let's go to my YouTube hobby for a second as I yawn again on the podcast. Second yawn on the podcast, guys. Anyways, let's say let's go into a real life example. Let's say I stole some money from a convenience store. I would never do this, by the way, guys. I would never do this, disclaimer. So don't get your panties in an uproar. I would never steal money. We're just doing this as an analogy. I'd get in trouble for that. Same thing with the shark incident. Don't do that shit, okay, guys? Don't do that shit. It's not cool to steal shark from an aquarium. They just want to be... they just want to be in the tank. They don't want to be outside the tank. So don't do that shit. Okay, guys? Just don't. And what's good both sides? Do I feel bad for the worker? Or whoever stole the shark? I don't know if it's a worker or if it's a citizen, but... do I feel bad for this person? Absolutely not. You stole a shark, you should know better. Do I feel bad for the shark? No, because well, I do feel bad for the shark, but the shark doesn't have feelings, so whatever. Don't get offended. It's an animal. I know it has feelings. I'm making a joke. Don't take it seriously. Anyways, those are for the sensitive people on my if you watch this video. You gotta put that disclaimer out. That makes people freak their shit because they don't know what a joke is and when it's not a joke. Anyways, as I was saying before I broke the fourth wall for a second there, God, I'm going off topic. What was I saying? Oh, I was saying about how I've... oh wait, and now let's look at the side from the boss's point of view. If this was, if aquariums do even have a boss, probably. They'd probably be pissed because they just lost a shark. Why the fuck? They probably spent a lot of money to get that shark in the tank. They probably spent a lot of money just to do it, and it sucks because they just... For the record, I don't think sharks are the star attraction of aquariums. I feel like the penguins are, because those are the cutest, and I love penguins. I love me some cute penguins. When I went to the aquarium once, those penguins are freaking cute. I would just hope Ben doesn't walk in on my podcast. I have to cut that out. Oh well. I'm gonna have to cut that out. Oh well. Hope you guys didn't hear that. It'll be fine. Alright. This podcast is a disaster. It's probably because I'm half awake. But as I was saying, to summarize this whole thing, because I want to get to the next topic, I feel like you shouldn't steal sharks from aquariums. That's just my opinion. You shouldn't do that. I mean, if you really want to steal a shark from the aquarium, then you're weird. That's just my opinion. You're freaking weird. It's just, I don't know. Don't be a weirdo just to be a weirdo. That's my opinion on that. It's just weird. Why would you want to steal a shark from the aquarium? That's just, I don't know. To me, it's a little bit head scratching to me. But I mean, to me, if you're going out of your way to steal a shark, you're just completely weird to me. That's just my opinion. And I know, guys, I'm trying to stay both sides here. But with this story, it's kind of hard to be in the middle. It's kind of hard, but I'm trying. I am really trying. Just give me your thoughts on this story, guys. Do you think that you should steal sharks from aquariums? I bet you don't, because why would you do that? You'd have to be crazy to do that. But So yeah, that concludes the topic about the shark that got stolen from a tank at an aquarium. And we don't know who did it. All we know is it got stolen from an aquarium. We're going to transition topics now to a feel-good story, which I'm excited about because it's a really feel-good story. I can't get into my phone right now, so I'm going to try to remember the details of the story. I think I remember what it is. So let me try my best here with this. So apparently a man decided to help a woman buy groceries for herself because she couldn't support her. She didn't have enough money to pay even for groceries. That is pure as fuck and dope as fuck. Yes, guys, I said dope. Deal with it. I'm trying to stay hip, you know. But anyways, it's dope as fuck. It's pure as fuck. It's really cool of that person. And it's something you should aspire to be as a person. Like, if you see someone struggling, help them out. It doesn't kill you to do that, if you have the money to do so. Now, if you don't have the money to do so, don't fucking do it, okay? If you need that money, keep your money. As I said last week in the podcast, with the homeless man getting a job. The cop did that shit. That's not shit, sorry, I can't. God, my words suck lately. I meant to say that did that cool thing. That's what I meant to say. But, yeah. This is just as cool. This person helped someone who couldn't pay for groceries. They actually helped her pay for groceries. That is something you should strive to do. If you see someone that's poor and can't provide for themselves, help them out. I know it's hypocritical coming from me because I tend to be cautious with my money and I don't like helping people sometimes. I'm trying to work on that, but it's hard because I'm trying to save money for college and other things. But yeah, I try to help when I can. It's just sucky when I feel like I can't, and it sucks, and I really want to. Good. This is like the third yawn in the video. I'm so sorry, guys, but as I was talking about money, right? I gotta work on that. I gotta work on helping my family more and doing things more, and I'm working on that. But it's hard because I'm not used to doing that. When I was younger, I didn't have to do that. So I'm getting used to it. I'm trying. But I need to try harder, and this is a very inspirational story to those who don't want to do that. And quite frankly, I think it's cool that this person decided to go out their way to help someone that needed help. I mean, I can't believe that this person actually took the time out of their day to help someone get something they needed. It's really freaking cool. Now, let's say I was in a situation where I couldn't pay for groceries. I would want the help. I'd love the help. Like, and same to the person that needed help. I'd give the help too. You guys probably think, oh, you're lying. You probably wouldn't give the help. But I would. I would. Like, you gotta put yourself into the shoes of somebody. Sometimes, and I gotta work on that. Not everybody is going to be rich. They need help sometimes. So I'm glad this person did that. And there's no cost to this, honestly. I think it's a good thing. I really do. But let's look at both sides of here, as I do on this channel. Let's start with the point of view of the person helping. I think it's great. I think it's really great. I think it's something that people should do more of instead of hating on people. Like, there's going to be a topic that'll me and Tom are going to talk about on Monday that really disgusts me. I wanted to get it off my chest tomorrow, but spoiler alert, guys, I'm going to announce it on the podcast because it's gonna be weird for you guys because the video's going to come out after the podcast comes out. But yeah, the videos are not coming out on Sunday this week. I just want to make the announcement live on this podcast. They are coming out on Monday after the podcast because my friend has to come on Monday. I'm sorry, guys, in advance. I just wanted to sneak this into the podcast so you guys know in advance. So you guys aren't confused why there are no videos coming out tomorrow. So yeah, back to the topic about the person that helps someone. I really think it's cool. I mean, for example, I helped my friend, and I donated. I probably said this about the other last week, but I helped my friend when he needed help. And he was grateful. I'm sure to say he was very grateful for the person that helped her with the grocery thing. I think that's freaking amazing. And I wish more people were like that, but so many people aren't. And I'm not saying all people are assholes. I'm saying I wish more people would do this kind of thing. I'm sure maybe there are a lot of nice people in this world, and I just don't see it because I don't go out much. But I just want to let you guys know that I am a generally a nice person. I can try to be nice when I want to be, but there are times I can be an ass. I think that's everybody. There are times that everybody's an ass at one point, and you just gotta, I guess, sometimes you just gotta deal with it. And this person just happened to do a nice thing, and I think that's very cool. I think it's inspirational, and I think that it's heartwarming to hear. And to those of you who don't think it's heartwarming, then where is your heart? Because I want to know where it is. Where is your soul if you don't like this kind of thing? I want to know where your soul's at, because you don't got one, bitch. I made myself laugh. You know, this is a good podcast when I make myself laugh. But yeah, I just think that it's a good thing. I think that it's just, you gotta help people, and I wish more people were helpful. Like, for example, in high school, I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it live on this podcast. My high school didn't really help me. Now, this is not a sob story just to get views and just to get likes. This is legitimately happened to me. My school only focused on my physical appearance, etc., etc. I don't want to get into details. They didn't really care to help me with my social problems, and when they did care, it was too late. I wanted the school to be more helpful towards my talking and help me talk more at the high school, so I could make more friends and be more comfortable. But they didn't do that until it was too late, and that's what pisses me off about that. I don't want to launch into a rant about that because this... Oh my god. Whatever. That just happened, guys. I don't know. Am I in trouble, or is Ben in trouble? Or is something in trouble? I don't know. I think maybe I need to move on. Anyways. What was I talking about again? God, I lost my train of thought again. This is a disaster. Whatever. I'm gonna do the outro, guys. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought, but you guys got my points, and you guys understood what I meant. And let me just summarize this topic. I think it's a good thing, and I really think it's cool. I think it's cool of this person to do that, and I think I pretty much did a good job of this topic. I towards the end it kind of fell apart because I got distracted, but it happens. I'm not too bad. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Let me know in the comment section what you guys thought of this week's topics. If they were lame, I'm sorry. I kind of put these topics together last minute. I didn't really have much time, but it's not going to be quality. It's quality over quantity, so I'm not going to make a bunch of videos just to have fantastic topics. So I kind of try to find quality topics, and I found some quality topics. It's just sometimes you don't get the best topics per week. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment your thoughts in the comment section about what you thought about the podcast and what you thought about what I said. Yeah. Don't forget to smash the like button. Don't forget to comment. There's card annotations. You know what they do. They send you this stuff. It's pretty simple, really. It takes you to the previous video. It takes you to the channel link, and it takes you to Tom's channel link. It takes you to a whole bunch of places. I would say check out the annotations, but there's no more annotations on YouTube. That's just a little joke I wanted to sneak in there, because you know how I am sneaking in jokes. But until next week, thank you guys for watching the podcast. Fist bumps all around. Wabam. You guys can't see me fist bump, unfortunately, so that stinks. But yeah, peace out.